So Netflix reports earnings today, Wednesday, July 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern. And I actually recommended buying this stock, well, weeks ago to my Trifecta Trading Club members. So I want to review the report that had this recommendation and take a look at where Netflix is now so that you can be ready to manage your trades or look for new opportunities as this earnings information unfolds. So I'm HEMA ready, and I use price action, like the candlesticks you see here, timing, that's the bottom axis of the chart that most people ignore, and momentum, right here, with my RSI power zones, to boost my trading and that of my tribes. So I'm going to bring over the insides of my Trifecta Trading Club portal so that you can see the report I did on Netflix when I did it. You can see that this is the page that has the top stock pick Netflix, Saturday, July 1st. Weeks ago is when I recommended entering. I gave a precise stop, entry, target, and all the rationale, including this big, beautiful chart that you can open in a new tab, is listed down below in a skinny style report. So my skinny style reports are something I've been doing for 20 plus years, started with the E-mini S&P 500 futures. And now currently I do once a week a full SPY ETF report for the broad market. And I pick one stock out of the entire S&P 500 and highlight it. So this one happened to be Netflix, like I mentioned, and I gave all the rationale behind it, all detailed here, including some advanced RSI power zones techniques that if you had in your tool belt would have helped you take advantage of this move. So let's look at how it unfolded and again, where Netflix is headed into earnings. So I'm just gonna put this report on the side and refer to it as I show you my chart. All right, so that recommendation was on July 1st. So therefore it was after market close on June 30th and you could have taken action July 3rd. So you can see the market did provide an opportunity to go long and has continued higher. It went beyond my initial resistance level at 458.48. That's the February 1st, 2022 high. So let me bring in some price history so that you can see that. Okay, so I'm just narrowing my candlesticks so we can see more action. So this high right here from February of 2022, that was the first resistance level. Now we're on our way to my next upside target, which is 499.14. What that is, guys, is a Gann retracement. It is 62.5% of this entire move down from the November 17, 2021 high to the May 12, 2022 low, that massive decline. Why 62.5? Why not a Fibonacci number like 61.8? Well, because I follow Gann's techniques, and one of those that I use is his retracement levels. So 8s, as you see here, is just one set of those. All right, so that is my next upside target, also because it's near this pre-gap low of 506.93, all right? So where are we heading into this earnings? So let me come back to the more recent price action and analyze, again, price, time, and momentum, kind of honing in on the most recent period here. So when you kind of zoom in, you can see that there's still room to get to that upside target. So 499.14 is still very much in play, as is 506.93. If there's a push beyond that, okay, if there's, whether it's a gap or a continued upside action after the news comes out, then the next upside targets would be up in this area about the high from January 20th of 2022 and the low from January 10th of 2022. In fact, both of them are very close to 526. So let's just go ahead and add a line there to mark that zone off, so that you can keep an eye on it in case there's an acceleration through my initial upside target. Now, I don't think that Netflix is just going to blast higher through the level of 500. I think that will be decent resistance. But again, what I've shown you here is what could be the next level if it bursts through. Now, what about the downside? Again, let's get more narrow and come back to the more recent action. In the short-term downside, okay, there's a couple things I'm seeing here that can produce important support. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this line that was taken out. And I'm going to do some quick Gann candlesticks analysis and be right back. Okay, so I did a quick set of Gann candlesticks analysis. That's my Jedi sort of Gann twist on traditional candlesticks. And I have a few support levels that I want you to monitor. So the first one has actually been violated, but very briefly. Okay, 470.81, we traded down to 471.1 today. That is a nano level pulled from a prior candlestick. Every single one of these other ones, all the way down to 439.70, are also nano levels. So here's how I would manage handling Netflix into the earnings announcement here. First of all, if you don't have a position on, okay, these next few hours is not a great time to add one in. If you're not already long from when I recommended or soon after that, I wouldn't get long here because the reward to risk ratio is poor. At best, okay, if you had been long from when I recommended it, if you were a Trifecta Trading Club member, you would want to raise your stop to beneath these lows around 431. Okay, that's kind of keeping you out of the way of big moves, but still protecting some of your position. You could also, if you want to be closer to the price action, raise your stop to below 439.70, that July 14th low. And if you want to kind of be the closest in here, you want to protect the most profit, but still be out of the way of a potential little wiggle, you can be a little more aggressive and raise your stop to about 455, basically beneath these highs in the 456 area from July 14th and July 17th, okay? Again, my recommended stop, if you're managing this as a swing position, is back here. If you're kind of going for the longer move, depending on how much you have on, right? Whether it's several options contracts, several underlying shares, depending on you're trading this, you can protect some profit by coming and putting that stop here. All right, so no new positions, just stop management. And then if the earnings comes out and if there is an upside gap, okay, so if we gap higher on Thursday's open away from whatever today's range ends up being, still remember that 499.500 is very important resistance. If it's able to get above that or gaps above that, then 526 is the next key area. If there's a downward gap from Netflix after earnings, then again, you have these support levels detailed, with the most important being made in bold now. The most important of those being this one right here. All right, so that's my take on Netflix. All of this, guys, has been supported by some advanced RSI power zones techniques. I'm gonna dig into those in today's Advanced Month Group Coaching Live with my members who have advanced loss forecasting, advanced RSI power zones. So I'll continue on this mini lesson there. Hope it helps you navigating to earnings. Hope it was a good refresher on price, timing, and momentum. And I'll catch you on the inside.